what is my overall business turnover for 2024? And I've never revealed this number to anybody. Here it is, 2024, my total turnover. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Car Boot Chris. I'm a full-time reseller. I predominantly use eBay, but I also use Whatnot, Vinted, and a few other channels as well. So today's a bit of a different video. I don't normally share my financials on YouTube. And the reason for that mainly is because I always think our financials are private. That's just my view. There's lots of you out there who have different views on this, and there's loads of YouTubers who have been recently sharing their 2024 numbers. So I sat down and I watched a few. Interesting, very interesting. But everybody's numbers are only personal to themselves. It literally means nothing to anybody else. Please don't compare yourself to anybody out there, myself included. Your reselling business is yours. It is personal to you. The way you do business is different. You can see from all the different YouTubers out there, we all operate differently. We all have different profit margins. We all have different needs. Some of us have a mortgage, some of us don't. Everything is variable. So there's absolutely no way that you should ever compare yourself to anybody out there. I'm going to share my 2024 financials. Yes, I am. Even though I've said I don't do it, I'm going to do it. Especially for you guys who have watched this channel for a number of years. I'm going to share it. I might share it again in a year's time and just like use it as a record thing. But ultimately, we'll see how it's received. I might not do it again. You might not ever see me share my financials again. So take this opportunity to watch this one because it could be the last. Especially this video goes out to all the commenters who have commented on this channel over the last few years to say, Car Boot Chris, how can you even make a living doing this stuff? How can you be a reseller? You can't make a full-time living. You can't pay your mortgage with this stuff. Let's see. I've tried to go through all my financials for 2024 and break it down into some different income streams. I've always believed that you should have a number of income streams coming into your business. So when one goes quiet, the other one can pick up the slack. It helps to smooth out the roller coaster a little bit. I'm going to start off with eBay. It's my main income stream. It's the biggest platform out there. It's where probably most of you guys earn most of your money. And my eBay income for the 2024 year, and that is the calendar year, that is not a tax year. I would normally do these things on a tax year basis, but calendar year, because that's what everyone's doing. 2024, what did I earn on eBay? The gross amount that I earned on eBay was £53,499. So there's lots of numbers to come out of that. There's cost of goods, there's fees, promoted listings, all kinds of stuff, postage. So lots of expenses to come out of that. But my total overall income for 2024 on eBay was £53,499. I'm pretty happy with that. That's a decent number, I think. I'm going to go in order, and the second biggest income stream for me was Whatnot. And my Whatnot income for 2024 was £13,992. That's not to be sniffed at. However, when you think about it, sometimes I take things off eBay and sell it on Whatnot for a quicker flip, or stuff that I've had on for a long time. Or sometimes things get put on Whatnot that I've never seen eBay. Like especially the lower value items. Like if I find an item at a boot sale that's worth £10, it's more likely to hit Whatnot than it will eBay for a quick flip, a lower value. So I think that's all right. Nearly 14 grand on Whatnot. It's just over £1,000 a month. Of course, there's fees to come off that, and there's cost of goods to come off that, etc., etc. This is the gross amount. What I am going to do this year, 2025, is I need to think about what I'm going to do with Whatnot this year. Am I even going to continue on the platform? I mean, going off that 14 grand makes me think, yes, I should continue. However, if I stop doing Whatnot, or I vastly reduce the amount of Whatnot that I do, then those items that I would sell on the platform, will probably hit eBay or Vinted. So therefore, I'd like to think that those two platforms would take up that level of stock, that level of sales. It might take a bit longer. I might achieve a little bit of a higher price on both those platforms as well. So there's always that. But I do need to think about where I'm going with Whatnot this year. I want something a bit more sustainable. Doesn't feel sustainable at the moment. The platform with the third highest revenue for me in 2024 is YouTube. So in 2024, via YouTube, I earned £6,631. That's my YouTube income for 2024. So that includes ad revenue, memberships, and some sponsorships. I think actually I only had one sponsorship in 2024, which was this Reseller deal. And so that's in the mix there as well. So that's 6,631. The good thing about the YouTube income, and yes, we do pay tax on it, by the way, that's not tax free. It all comes back into the business, you pay tax on it. And the good thing about it is it's almost, barring a few little things, and forget the time that I put into it, like there's very little expenses that go out on YouTube. So it's an income that has very little expenses, which is good. And if I want to increase my overall profit margins, that would be a good revenue stream to try and do that. As an overall business income profit, if I can increase my YouTube income, probably put more videos out or make them better or whatever, then that's going to increase my profit margin, my bottom line, probably more than anything else, because there's very little expenses going out for YouTube. That's one area that I feel like I can improve on. I'm still very, very happy with it. If you'd have said to me 10 years ago, Chris, you've got a chance to earn £500, £600, £700 a month making videos for YouTube, I'd have said, no way, give over, pull the other one. But it's happened, and each year it creeps up. As you get more subs, as you get more views, it all goes up, it all multiplies. The next biggest income stream was in the form of private sales. So if somebody contacts me on Instagram, via YouTube, on the Discord that I run, anywhere outside of any of the normal platforms, basically someone messages me or emails me and says, can I buy XYZ? And we do a deal, I'll class that as a private sale. And private sales last year, 2024, has amounted to £1,648. That's not too shabby. And also that's another area that we can potentially make more of. No fees involved when you do a private sale, which is great. The next platform is Vinted Pro. Now, this number includes both when I was on Vinted and when I flicked over to Vinted Pro. I just combined the total 2024 Vinted. And that number is £1,444. That's how much I earned via Vinted in one way or another in 2024. I plan to increase that. I'm now using Reseller as a cross-lister. So I'm listing more and more on my Vinted account. More and more things are being sold. So I think in 2025, Vinted numbers, I would like to think we could at least double them. There was another platform that I had a very fleeting relationship with, and that is Tilt. I did 2 shows on Tilt in 2024 when I was testing them out early doors. And I sold £469 worth of goods during those 2 shows. So that is the next one on the list. I don't plan to carry on Tilt. I would rather deal with Whatnot. I think it's a better platform. It operates better. It's got a better audience. And I don't plan on continuing with Tilt. Another platform that I have fleeted with, and I've been selling off very low value items on there, TikTok shop. I've done the grand total of £130 on TikTok shop. Woohoo! It's something that I'm testing at the moment. There's not a lot. I've got about 10 products on TikTok Shop that have like a multi-quantity on them. Now and again, probably 1 or 2 items a week might sell on TikTok Shop, and you're talking £5-10 or something like that. Very, very small. I'm just testing how it works. I'm trying to learn a bit more about TikTok. It's definitely an untapped resource for me, but maybe 2025 I might do a little bit more on there. I might list a few more items, see if I can increase that a little bit. So that's pretty much all my income streams, barring a couple that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But what is my overall business turnover for 2024? And I've never revealed this number to anybody. Here it is. 2024, my total turnover was £78,863. And you know what? I'm pretty proud of that. I think that's pretty good. I'm still working from my home. I keep my expenses down to an absolute minimum. But what was the actual profit in that? So in total, expenses for 2024 came to £49,568, which left me a profit for myself of £29,295. And I think that just shy of 30 grand is pretty good. I've still got to pay tax on it, but I think that's pretty good because that's just above an average wage in the UK. And I get to sit around here listing crap on the internet, picking things up from boot sales, and doing what I want, having a day off when I want it. I think that's all right. So to those of you who always thought that I never earned a living or it was impossible to do it, it's definitely possible, but it is actually quite hard work. There's 2 little income streams that I can add on to that, as little extras. There are some expenses for your business, or for my business, which should be for yours as well, that end up being an income for you personally. So first one is your mileage. And the second one is the use of your home as an office. So you can expense those. I use the flat rate for the use of home as office, which I think is about 300 and something pound a year. And also it's 45p a mile on the mileage, which is automatically tracked via QuickBooks. If you have QuickBooks, it's great. If not, just track your mileage. So in 2024, I paid myself as an expense of the business, but an income to me, around £1,000 in mileage and use of home as office. A little extra income for me. The other thing I wanted to talk about was cashback sites. Now you might think, how much can you seriously earn from cashback sites? But if you think about it, we're resellers. We buy and sell stuff. I buy a lot of stuff on the internet. I pay for a lot of postage. All that stuff, or most of it, you can get cashback on using one of the cashback sites. There's Quidco, there's Complete Savings, there's Top Cashback, and maybe a couple more. What have I actually earned in 2024 from cashback? £1,500 on cashback. 1.5 grand has come into me personally, not the business. And you know what's good about cashback? Tax-free. You don't pay tax on it. You don't have to put your cashback through your business because it's not taxable. So that cashback comes straight back to me. 1.5 grand on stuff that I've bought for the business, not taxable. So there's 2 little things there that are income streams for me personally. One of them, even though it's an expense to the business, it's an income to me. So that kind of bumps up your numbers for the year a little bit. So to summarise, a total turnover for my business in 2024, £78,863. Expenses amounted to £49,568 and my profit was £29,295. I think that margin works out at around 40% or just under, about 38-39% profit margin. I've been banging on about trying to get to 50%. Incredibly difficult when you think about all the expenses we have to pay for. Incredibly difficult, but I would definitely like to get that margin into the 40%. That's going to be a goal for this year. I'd already kind of set it. I don't really set goals, but I definitely want to increase my profit margin overall. On average overall, you know, some things will be lower and some things will be higher. I've already started ways to improve that, including I've put postage charges back on top. I also don't promote listings for the first 14 days of their life cycle. And I'm aiming to make more of Vinted, no fees, and YouTube in 2025. That's it, folks. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let us know in the comments below. Do you like these financial sharing videos? I'm not a fan, I have to admit it. I always think it's private to me, and really it's only really relevant to me because my needs are different to yours. But if you like it, let me know in the comments below. I have been and watched several others. It's been actually very interesting to see the breakdown of people's income. Although I totally understand it if people were like, I'm not sharing my income, because I'm the same. You'll probably not see this video again until a year, and I might not ever even share it again. But there it is. That's how much Car Boot Chris has earned in 2024. Like it or lump it, I'm happy.